just do a live video from home. Usually we do a video in town when we're there for the appointment that Jaimie goes for the clinic, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But today, Caleb was sick this morning. He actually got sick last night. Um, I think he's always kind of reacted bad to eggs, and we made him a smoothie the other day or yesterday, and we put a raw egg in the smoothie, and did not do well with that. So he's doing good, but he's just kind of not feeling. His tummy's a little upset, and so instead of going today to the clinic for Jaimie's vitamin C IV, we had a bunch of things to do in town, but we decided to stay home. Um, Plus, I have work being done down the road. Down the road, our driveway is being redone. We haven't really had our driveway worked on for really. I mean, we have maintenance we do for the driveway. Like usually, when the road grader for the county will come by, we'll just give him $50 once a year, and he'll just run up and down the driveway, and that kind of does it good for the year for the most part. But it's gotten so bad. We haven't really done the driveway in about 6 years since we moved here, and so it really needs it. It really needs a lot of work. And so there's a dozer right now down the road working on the driveway, and we're getting 3 loads of gravel delivered today. Each load has 17 yards in it or thereabouts, so it's a lot of gravel. They should be able to do the whole driveway plus an area that we just had cleared up by the Sacote field. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on today. Jaimie is still doing her treatments for vitamin C IV. We're done with hyperbaric, and I think we've seen some improvement. She says she's gotten some of her taste back. Hopefully that's going to help with any recovery that from the radiation treatments and things like that. So but we're done with the hyperbaric. We're still doing the vitamin C IV plus an augmented Myers cocktail that she's doing once a week. So basically 2 IVs a week, one vitamin C, one Myers cocktail, which also has a little bit of vitamin C in it. And then also the other day, Joann went into the hospital. It's like, I'm so done with hospitals. I'm so done with hospitals. I'm so done with this. Joann went to the hospital the other day. She had a urinary tract infection, which is common. It's just something that happens sometimes for people, mostly I think women, and so it can happen. And so she got one of those the other day, and I think she let it go a little bit too long, and I think she was on the verge of being septic. So she went to the hospital the other day, and she's been there. She should be home maybe tomorrow, we're thinking, maybe. So she's getting IVs. I think she was low on sodium, potassium. And so, yeah, she's in the hospital right now recovering from that. So we're going to figure out what all that's going to entail. But that's kind of what's someone said drink corn silk tea. Is that what? I have to look that up. I'll have to look that up. Any UTI and they need to drink corn silk tea. Huh. I never heard of that. Like, what happens if you don't have corn silk? I mean, what happens if... I mean, I have actually... I mean, the corn silk's probably old and gone by now, but... can you save corn silk? And... I don't know, does it keep? I never heard of that. I'll have to look it up. I mean, there's only like one part of the year where corn silk is available, when the corn's growing. But it doesn't last very long. I save it. Oh, okay. I'll have to look into that, see. Because I was wondering, I'm out last night, the other night, and I'm like, what would you do if you didn't have a way to go to the hospital and, get antibiotics for a UTI? And UTIs, I mean, are pretty common. So it's like, what did people do back, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago, if for a UTI, how do people deal with that? It's pretty common, ailment, for some people. Anyway, so I'll have to look into that. Hush dwells, leave it to Weetree to baffle Zach. Well, I mean, have you ever thought about that? What do you do for stuff? I mean, I think I think people we just don't realize what you do for some things. What did people do 100 years ago for some of these things that are pretty common? We've lost that connection for so many things. Anyway, so the other day I filled up my hummingbird feeder, and the hummingbirds have been coming in pretty regularly. Emptied that within a day. Now it's not empty yet. There's actually still a little bit in there. I checked it this morning, but let's see if it'll come back. Yesterday there was probably close to a dozen birds up on that thing, and plus we have another one over there, right there. Can you see it? Down, right there. There's another one. And so I usually keep three, but one got broken, like the plastic part got busted, and so I couldn't keep it. Oh, there's one out there now. At that one. Let's see. There, let's see if it'll come back. Oh, there he is. They're kind of hovering, but Joshua's moving around right now, so if Joshua stays. Okay, if you stay still, they'll probably. Anyway, there was like a dozen of these guys out here the other day, and they were really fighting over it. But once the video's over, I'll fill that back up for this afternoon. I hope he's back again, kind of. They're not so sure about us sitting out here, but they want that juice. It's hummingbird super juice. There's another one over there. There's two of them.
We don't like being on camera.
They just don't like me moving around so much. Anyway, live hummingbirds on the homestead. I should do like a live cam, the hummingbird cam on the homestead. We've thought about that, like having a sheep cam or a hummingbird cam where it just runs 24/7. People can tune in and check them out. I thought about that. Anyway, so Joann's in the hospital. Hopefully she'll be back home tomorrow if everything goes well. She was basically bordering on sepsis. But I think they've got that under control now. And Jaimie's resting in the house. We were supposed to go get our vitamin C IV today. Did not happen. The next thing coming up is the CAT scan. I believe it's going to be in September. Right now, today, we have, again, people working on the driveway. I'm going to do a whole video on driveways, dirt roads, coming up here soon. And just the pros and cons of having a dirt road, living on a dirt road, or having a dirt driveway. You get a 24/7 live cam, I'm going to get a Bigfoot suit. Oh, it's funny. And I don't know if you can hear the dozer down the road. It's coming up the hill now. I can hear it. Anyway, we got 3 loads of 17 yards coming in today. And we had to repair our driveway. We have the Feast of Tabernacles coming up. It's going to be happening on October 12th, I believe, is what we start. And we really need to get our driveway fixed because it was so bad that people wouldn't even be able to get up our driveway anymore. We've had so much rain, and it just needed, the mud. We could smooth it out, but the mud was so bad. And I can't take a chance of that happening if it rains during Sukkot. I need to have new gravel down. So we haven't graveled our driveway for about 6 years. They're doing it today, and hopefully that will be done. And so that's what's happening right now in the homestead. Joshua was out cutting the grass again today, trying to keep that under control. I was also going to show you what Nixall product. Hey guys, save your questions till the end. I'll get to the questions in a minute. I was also going to talk about the elephant ears. See the elephant ears? See the elephant ears? Right there? Elephant ears. You got lots of elephant ears growing, and they've done really well this year. I think, from what I read, they can grow up to like 9 feet tall. And almost like 2 stories tall. And this is the second year we've had them. So like in the third year, someone told me they'll get up to like 2 stories tall, and they're already about 6 foot. Right there. I mean, let me show you. I mean, they're getting pretty tall. They're looking really good. I mean, for landscaping, this is one of your better options for landscaping, I think, because the sheep won't eat them. They won't. They won't. I mean, when they first start popping up out of the ground for the summer or for the spring, the sheep will nibble on them a little bit, but they won't mess with them after that. But I got them on both sides of the porch. But I'm pretty happy with how the elephant ears look. We've started to get serious about landscaping. You can see over here, Tim he's got a couple blueberry bushes he just put in this year, so they're real small. But these are, I think, crepe myrtles. He likes that tree. And the sheep will absolutely chew on those. And so he's got an electric fence that runs around them, that he is keeping charged. Actually, I think it's been unplugged since because Tim's with Joann in the hospital right now. And so we're trying to conserve energy, but I think he unplugged it before he left. So it wouldn't take energy, trying to conserve energy. But anyway, landscaping has been a thing that we're doing more and more on the homestead now that we have gardens established, and we kind of wanted just the place to look nice. And it's kind of a trick having the place look nice because you want to grow things that the sheep won't destroy, because they free range wherever they want to go, and they'll eat the nice stuff that you plant if it's edible for them. So you got to find nice stuff that they don't like, and that can be hard. And so Papa Pepper the other day, Papa Pepper about a month or two ago, gave me some hops plants, and I'm trying to figure out where to plant those. Tim didn't really want them next to the house. I wanted to use them as a shade plant for the house, but I think Tim was worried they would get under the siding and ruin the siding, even though everything I looked at online said they wouldn't do that. And a lot of people use them for shade for houses. But I also thought about putting them along a fence where the cow is, because there's a lot of people who use the hops for animal feed. It's like a free animal feed. It's really high in protein. It's got a lot of nutrients in it. It's really good for fattening up your animals. And so if you put it in a place where animals can get to it, they'll eat it when the hops come on, and they'll eat the hops off the plant. And it's just really beneficial and nutritious for them, keeps them fat and growing. And so I like hops. I'm not going to make beer with it, because I thought about making beer, but it's a whole other set of equipment that I have to have, and I really like wine anyway, making my own wine. And so I'm just not going to make beer. Plus, I don't want to have a beer belly. I like beer. I like a good beer. I like a good homemade beer. There's a guy in town who makes really good beer. I've had his beer. In fact, Jaimie really likes beer too, but we just don't drink it a lot because it's just too fattening. And she said that guy made the best beer she's ever had in her life. And it was good beer. It was out of a kit. He made it from a kit. But you can make your own beer with hops. You grow hops. People do that. But it's also a really good benefit for animals. So think about growing hops. It's a vine. It'll climb. A lot of people, if you look on Pinterest, people will use it as shade. So you could grow it along the whole side of your house and shade your house. And so that's kind of how I was thinking about using it. Is that how you get beer, battered lamb chops? You feed the sheep hops. Oh, Dustin is always having fun, isn't he? Someone said hops is in the cannabis family. I didn't know that. Maybe. I'm not sure. So if I boil it, can I make Rick Simpson oil out of hops? Maybe. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at today. I'm thinking about what to do with hops. I'm thinking about maybe how to use it in landscaping. The driveway is getting fixed today. Thank goodness. It really, really needs it bad. And we're getting a lot of gravel delivered today. And the dozer was over here the other day and was redoing some of the Sakote area. We got a new. Did you see the Sakote area?
Yeah.
Where was Joshua was here with me,
Mhm.
and so it'll be a good spot. I think Tim's plan is to put some picnic tables in that new area, and it's like inside the wood line by the building, and they're going to. Um, I think he wants to put in some picnic tables in that area. So today, I think they're going to bring some of that uh, gravel up the road and put it in that place they doze. So it'll be nice graveled. Because they're going to have extra gravel probably, and that's where they'll put it. Um, yeah. So that's kind of what's going on today. I wanted to give you guys an update. Jaimie's still doing vitamin C treatments, and Caleb's sick today, and Joann's in the hospital. Just is what it is. So wish I could come for Sakote. I know. um, she was uh, Amy. I believe it's Amy. Um, she had emailed me or texted me. We're so full right now, and plus we have another Sakote who's going to be coming for one day. I'm hoping everyone brings their humidor buckets because the outhouse, as big as it is going to be used heavily this year. So sorry you couldn't. Yeah, you're driving all the way. You'd be driving all the way from Oregon, I believe, Washington State, Oregon, something like that. I think the farthest someone is coming from this year is Canada, and I think that's the most anyone has ever. I think we had someone. Did we have someone from Alaska one year? I think show up at our place. Someone from Alaska.
Yeah.
I think it was someone from Alaska. But Alaska, Canada, no one's come from overseas yet. It'd be hard to bring all your camping gear from. Yeah, Oregon. She says Oregon. It'd be hard to bring all your camping gear from overseas. Yahusha's disciple. You are more than welcome to look for property around here. Find a place. Um, yeah, there's places. There's land out here. Um, if you don't mind dirt roads, in our county, there's 2,500 square miles of dirt roads. A lot of dirt roads. Some people don't like it. Hutzler's, Scott's wife, does not like the dirt roads out here. Makes her nervous. But I love the dirt roads. I'm gonna do a video on dirt roads, and the pros and cons of dirt roads. You know, for homesteaders, the pros and cons, because there are pros. Okay, there's definitely cons, but there's definitely pros to having dirt roads where you live. Lots of dirt roads. So Ben says we're big Nick Saul fans over here. So hey, listen, if you got questions, I'll go ahead and answer them real quick. As I said, I was going to do questions. We have two of our boys down with chicken pox using Nick Saul on certain spots. Glad to have Nick Saul. I'm not sure how well Nick Saul works on that. I mean, it would definitely kill the virus if it encountered it. What we use, like if you're dealing with an internal infection or an internal virus or something like that, we use it as a nebulizer. So you can buy a nebulizer really cheap for like $15 on eBay or Amazon. But get a nebulizer and then you mix 50-50 solution. So 50-50 water, 50-50 Nixol. And then we breathe it in. But you can use Nixol for so many things. Jaimie thinks one of the reasons she avoided infection in her mouth, staph infection, and going back into the hospital after her surgery was Nixol, because she would swish with Nixol every day, multiple times a day, and she's still doing that actually, because there's still a couple sores in her mouth that we're trying to get healed. What county are y'all in? We are in Madison County, Arkansas. The county government here is just as stupid as it can be, and the county seat, they're a bunch of liberal Democrats. But they make so many stupid and poor decisions it keeps people from moving here. So the property taxes are way low, but the sales taxes are through the roof. I think 10.5% right now is the sales tax. It's even higher on some items, but for everything, sales tax is 10.5%, and they're talking about raising the sales tax even more. And I say, you know what? I'm going to vote for every sales tax increase you can do it because it's going to keep people from moving here. The kind of people you don't want. Because everyone from California and all these liberal places are looking for places to move to, and I don't want to move in here. I want good people moving here. And property taxes are really what matters. I mean, if our property taxes for over 56 acres is like, I don't know, a couple $100 a year, nothing. But and most people go to Fayetteville anyway to buy all your stuff, do your shopping. This county government, they just know how to. There's something else. Let's see here. I'm going through here. Hubby has shingles right now. Yeah, that's one of the things too I was going to talk about. Was it Facebook? I'm a member of a couple of private groups. I want to do a video. I may do a video today. I mean, Google is really cracking down on alternative medicine websites. Like, so that was really helpful for us and Jaimie when we were dealing with the cancer stuff, and still are. But finding these alternative, like cancertutor.com is a big one. Cancertutor.com, really helpful. But Google is cracking down like you would not believe on so many of the alternative medicine websites. I'm helping out a website called rifemachine.com and JB Labs, rifemachine.com. You can check it out.
JW Labs is that?
Yeah, JW Labs makes those Rife machines.
You said JB Labs.
JW Labs. Anyway, rifemachine.com is just like an information website. Well, all that stuff's been taken off Google. Google has removed it, and they were ranking pretty high. And so I don't know what the alternative medicine community is going to do about this, but they're really getting hurt bad because of Google. So I think there's going to have to be nature abhors a vacuum. I always say that, and the medical community and the people who want that information are going to have to find a different place to start putting it up, so that people can go. I mean, it's a natural thing. I mean, when you try to remove stuff like that from a society or culture, if people really want it, they'll find a way to get it. And so they'll just, that all of that information will migrate to a different area where it can be found. And that just hasn't happened yet. It's in the middle. I mean, people are going to figure out where that's going to be. And so one of the groups I'm in online is to try to find chickenpox parties. And so when you talked about shingles in the comments there, that is, I mean, it's one of the things that adults deal with if they've never been exposed to chickenpox. But if you've been exposed to chickenpox, if you've truly been exposed to chickenpox, you shouldn't, not necessarily this is always the case, but you shouldn't get shingles when you're a kid, when you're an adult. Now, I've had people tell me that's not true. But for the most part, from what I understand, that should be the case. And so you want to get chickenpox as a kid because you build an immunity to it and you won't get shingles as an adult. You shouldn't get shingles as an adult. In my area, Wheatree says not true. See? Well, listen, I'm just telling you what other people have told me. If you get chickenpox as a child, your chances of getting shingles as an adult should go down. Not saying it's not possible. I had chickenpox and I have shingles. Well, Wheatree, we all know you're a little bit weird. So, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that's what you have that backwards, Zach. See, Karen says I have backwards. Yeah. Hush, Zach. Papa Pepper, hearsay, just repeating something you heard. Anyway, you're not going to deter me. I'm looking for a chickenpox party for my youngest Caleb. Joshua has had chickenpox. So we're looking for chickenpox for Caleb. UK does not vaccine for chickenpox. Yeah, to lessen shingles on adults. Huh. You need to get re-exposed as an adult for no shingles. Either way, we're trying to find a chickenpox party. We haven't been able to find one. Not yet, anyway. But most of these places will be shut down. They're private groups. They'd be shut down if it wasn't for them being private. See the abuse I get? I know a lot of people looking for chickenpox parties for their kids. Now, I mean, if I understand this correctly, if you get shingles as an adult, I mean, as a man, as a boy, a male child, you want to get shingles. You want to get chickenpox as a child because if you get chickenpox as an adult, it like I believe it makes you infertile. Am I not correct on that? That's what I've been reading. I mean, I've known that my whole life. That's what they always said. I mean, I'm assuming that's correct. That if you get chickenpox as an adult, you want to get it as a kid because if you get as an adult, you can be infertile. A male person it doesn't really matter so much with, or is that Toro Trawler says that's mumps. The people are scared of chickenpox. No, Zach, that's measles. Okay, now she says it's measles. Karen Wolf says that's mumps. See, do we even know anything anymore? Listen, mumps, measles, chickenpox, all should be gotten, in my opinion, as a kid because kids can deal with that fine, no problem, no problem. Unless there's an underlying medical condition, children should be able to handle that, no problem. Anyway, too many wives' tales. Listen, I just know that people have been dealing with this for years. We have books that were written back in the 1890s, children's books, and they all talk about measles, mumps, and chickenpox. It was all gotten by the children. In fact, when someone in the neighborhood got it, everyone came over and got it together because they wanted to get it over with. There's a reason why they did that. They were smarter than we are today. Today, we're all taught by the internet, and we're all stupid. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. I'm looking for a chickenpox party. Anybody got any chickenpox for me? There is secret chickenpox groups on Facebook. And if you find them, they will vet you. They will take a look at your history, make sure you're not an FBI agent or something. Dwells, he controls the wrenches. What do you mean? Do I need to do something? So I could so see the CDC heading to Zach's over this. They won't get up my hill. Don't want adult chickenpox while pregnant. Yeah, you don't want that. No. Ordered on Amazon, she says. Adults die from chickenpox, and shingles is the same virus as chickenpox. I guess. I don't know anything anymore. Everyone tells me I'm wrong. I think you are right, Zach. Just don't tell the rest, okay? What was the Rife Machine website? The Rife Machine website is rifemachine.com. Pretty simple. Rifemachine.com. And that, I mean, I was doing the search engine stuff for that website and JW Labs. And I got the rankings back up. I mean, they were going in the direction you want to. I mean, they got penalized by Google for who knows what reason. They were ranking #1 for everything. Now it's like they've been totally removed from Google. I mean, not totally, but pretty much. And so I don't know why. Oh, and that Spooky 2. Have you ever heard of Spooky 2? That still ranks up there. But, and that's, I mean, they're pushing the stuff that they want you to see. You know, things are controlled. And Spooky 2, I highly suspect that machine. It's affordable, it's cheap, it's made in China, and it ranks high in search engines when all of the American-made ones that base their technology on the research by Dr. Royal Rife are all eliminated off of the search engines. Now, I'm not prone to conspiracy theories, but I'll just suggest that it's possible that Jeffrey Epstein is probably still alive today. Or there's some Mission Impossible shenanigans that happened to take him out of the picture so that he would not spill the beans on other more prominent government officials. If all that could be true, then I think that they could probably get rid of the true American-made Rife machines that are based on the true research of Dr. Royal Rife that was discovered back in the 1930s and 40s or whatever, and cheap Chinese knockoffs that won't work are propelled to the top of the search engines that you can buy, anyone can buy, and try. Yep. Ooh, it just got real quiet. I guess they shut down the dozer down there. Hillary's Black Ops team took 2 tries to get Epstein. Yep. Agreed. Conspiracy theories are not like the theory of evolution. Well, it depends, if it's microevolution or macroevolution. Believe it. Yep. Gitmo. I had another Torah sister tell me that Rife machines are witchcraft. No, it's just based on science. All it is a frequency. There's frequencies and everything. Measurable frequencies and everything. Tell her to look at the radio. What's that chart called? The radio spectrum. Oh, I forgot what the chart is. But if you look at all of the radio spectrum, the entire spectrum of what's the name of that chart? Oh. But if you look at that chart, it's a gigantic chart of all of the frequencies. Humans can perceive small amounts of frequencies. Like we can hear, we can see color, there's radio frequencies, there's things that humans can detect. But there's so much of that chart that we can't detect. But it's actually there. It's real there. It's not witchcraft. But, some people will. I mean, if you went back 200 years to Massachusetts, Salem, Massachusetts, and you tried to explain someone what a cell phone was, they would have burned you at the stake and called you a witch. Because you're saying that I can pick up this device in my hand and talk to someone in Japan on the other side of the planet like he was standing next to me, we're going to burn you at the stake. Yeah, the electromagnetic spectrum. Thank you, Sustainably Your Homestead. The electrospectrograph. Electromagnetic spectrum. That's it. You got it. Thank you. Thank you. Mike Howard got it too. Thank you. Yeah, in DuckDuckGo and Bing and Yahoo, rifemachine.com is number one. So, and on Google, it's like you can't even find it for Rife Machine. If you search for Rife Machine, you can't find rifemachine.com on Google. If you search for Rife Machine. But you can find it on DuckDuckGo. You can find it on Bing. You can find it on Yahoo. It's only Google. That's because they are suppressing. At the clinic that Jaimie goes to for her vitamin C treatments, there are a couple of writers for cancertutor.com. Pam, and I can't remember her husband's name. Anyway, I met them, and they want to try my salsa, by the way, because he's big on salsa. And so I had a jar of salsa that we were going to bring to them today, but we're not there. We couldn't go because Caleb was sick. And so I was going to bring some salsa for them to try because he really likes spicy salsa. And he's kind of a connoisseur. Anyway, they're writers for cancertutor.com, and their website, the website they work for, has been completely suppressed by Google. And cancertutor.com has got a lot of great information for alternative medicines, alternative treatments, just a lot of great information for people who are looking for ideas or methods outside of traditional medicine. And their stuff has just been completely taken down, or not it's been suppressed heavily. And so what is the alternative community going to do about all this? I don't know. People are trying to figure it out. And I think a lot of that information is so valuable for people. People need to figure this out. I will need to hear this again. What do you need to hear, Lena? Caleb's crying. He's sick again. Jaimie's tending to him. A witch is only someone who believes in themselves and believing they can do anything they put their mind to. More people should try instead of depending on others for everything. I have no idea what you're talking about. Google's new slogan is "Never mind." Nothing to see here. Move on. Don't be evil. They don't like competition. Yeah, they've changed their thing to "Don't be evil" to "Be evil." I rarely use a search engine anymore. I only use DuckDuckGo. Yeah, I use DuckDuckGo. I use Brave for the browser a lot, quite a bit. Have a contest of sorts, Zach. The winning prize is a jar of salsa. You know, I'm not really illegally allowed to. People like like Pam, who is at one of the writers for a cancer tutor. She offered to buy a jar of salsa, and I said, "Well, I'll just give you one because I can't really technically sell it legally. I can get in trouble if someone found out about it. There's called cottage industry laws in our state and most states. Salsa, salsa. Daniel McQueen says salsa, and so I can give it away. I can maybe barter it, maybe depending on who's interpreting the law. But there's cottage industry laws that go into effect and can get me in trouble if I sell any of my stuff I make. So at least food wise, smoked salt. I can sell smoked salt because that's not included in the cottage industry laws. It's very particular. It's very specific on things that fall under that law, and salt is not one of them. Even though you use it on food, so I can sell smoked salt.
It's not a food you eat by itself.
Yeah, it's an additive or it's a condiment, but either way, it's just not listed, so I can do it. Yeah, our salsa is good. I may have that for lunch today. Have that for lunch today. Yeah, people in Texas make all kinds of salsa. People don't. People, I know people are skeptical when I tell people my salsa is good. It's only because so many people have told me that my salsa is good, that they really like it, it's really enjoyable, and they wish they could have more of it. So I'm not just to me, I've been eating this for years. The salsa, the recipe that Jaimie makes. I think one of the reasons it's so good is because number one, it's cooked over a fire. Number two, we don't skimp on the ingredients. The peppers, the spices, things like that really give it a lot of flavor. And so, yeah, I think that's one of the reasons it has it's so good. Whoever thought we'd live in a time where selling canned veggies is a crime? I know. It's absolutely insane. The stuff that is illegal today. It's just crazy. You can sell the jar, but it may not be clean. It's full of salsa, but you're selling the jar, not the food. Yeah. You can do that, but you're going to get in trouble. They've thought of that. They've thought of everything. The government is just as good at passing stupid laws as it is about closing loopholes around stupid laws. That's a really good saying. The government is just as good at passing stupid laws. How did I say it? I can't remember how I said that now.
The government is just as good as passing stupid laws. It is good as
at closing loopholes around stupid laws. It's so crazy, but it's so true. Hey, Zach, I typed this in all caps so you could read a comment with no point to it. I'm going to take away his wrench.
What?
Well, he's a moderator. But, he's a moderator run amok. Hey, you know what, Dwells? On a bunch of my videos, when I'm on YouTube recently, your cat obsessed video keeps coming up on my suggested list. It's only happened like in the last couple of days, but it's happened multiple times over the last couple of days. I don't know why that is just now. I mean, the video is over a year old, but it's at like 1.7 million views. So 1.7 million views. I made Jaimie's cheese yesterday and added too much citric acid, flop for mozzarella, but made something my littles love. Round 2 today. Yeah, I mean, even when you mess it up, it's still really good to eat. In Oregon, it's illegal to catch rainwater. Yeah, only if you get caught. I'm an actual chef. I'm also Mexican. I may know some stuff about salsa. I made your recipe after watching your video. I did not. I did not suck. This is high praise. See, there you go. I mean, that's why. I mean, this here's a guy who's a chef and he's Mexican, so he's going to be critical about salsa. I made your recipe after watching your video. It did not suck. Well, I guess that's high praise for him to say it didn't suck. But if I would rather you say that was outstanding. But if you don't think so, I want you to be honest. I don't want you to lie to me. I mean, I told the guy who wants to try the salsa. I forget what his name is. The guy who writes for Cancer Tutor. I mean, be honest with me. If you don't like it, tell me you don't like it. It's okay. I can take it. I got big shoulders. I don't cook my salsa. That's not salsa. It's called pico de gallo. If you don't cook it, which is also very good. I hear the cicadas. Yeah, they're not so bad this year, actually. No, I can't sell it at farmers markets. I can't sell it anywhere unless I go through all of the hoops of a cottage industry laws, all the laws that they have passed. I can jump through all those hoops. Then I can sell it, but I don't want to do that. I mean, it's just it's too much regulation. I mean, all of these laws kill business. And I know, I mean, I get why, because you're going to have all these people have to say, well, Zach, they're just there to protect the people because people might put they may cook it badly and someone might fall over dead. I get it, because there are people out there who don't know how to cook. I mean, but you find out who those people are real fast, quick, and in a hurry, because if people start falling over dead, people aren't going to buy your products anymore, and people will buy stuff from people who know how to make, good stuff. So the market cleans itself. Yeah, the city of San Jose now requires gun owners to carry liability insurance. One of the many reasons I would never want to live in California. And if you live in California or you live on the West Coast, leave. You should, I should say the left coast. Why is it illegal to catch rainwater? Why is it illegal to do most things? Fire roasted, everything is good. Well, maybe not everything. Even pizza. You ever had pizza, fire roasted pizza in a pizza oven? I mean, that makes pizza taste way better. Just the sanitation requirement alone kills you. Yeah, they have to be inspected. You have to get stainless steel, everything in your kitchen and all this stuff. I'm like, dude, no. Arkansas law reads you can only sell fruits and veggies that have not been processed at all, picked straight up the. I mean, it's stupid. There's so many dumb rules. It's illegal because it works. Well, it's illegal because there are lobbyists who come into these state legislatures, and they urge the legislatures to pass these laws so that because for every jar of salsa you buy from me, you're not buying one from Picante or whatever brand at the store. And so, they do it under the guise of food safety. We're trying to protect the public. What's really happening behind the scenes is that these corporations, ConAgra and whatever other corporations are coming in and giving money to the legislators to pass these food safety laws because we're worried about you. We're worried about you, the voter. We're worried about you. No, what's really happening is they're passing money off to these people to cut other people out. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, think about this, they're legalizing marijuana everywhere, some types of marijuana, under strict regulations. But one of the oldest, George Washington made and distilled his own whiskey. But you can't do that today because every whiskey bottle, for every gallon of whiskey that is made, $13 in tax has to be paid to the federal government. $13 in tax. Well, for every gallon of whiskey that you make, or that you make for yourself, which is really easy to make, it's not that hard to make whiskey or any distilled spirits. You make that, well, that's $13 to the government for every gallon you make that the government doesn't get and is not had by whatever manufacturer that pays the $13 to the government because they make money too. And so think about all the money you're taking out of the pockets just by 1 gallon of whiskey. Well, that adds up quickly. So, I mean, the laws are there to protect the interest of the corporations. I mean, I hate to sound like Elizabeth Warren, but you know, part of what she says is true. You know, it's all there to protect corporations. What you can do is you can still do some of these things and do it under the radar. I mean, what you do in your own kitchen is your own business, at least for now. But I mean, that's the reality of the world we live in, folks. And you know, it's really hard to be sustainable. The world does not want you to be sustainable. Please pour the angel itch. I don't know what that is. I think they take a morality test, and if they fail, you're in. Have you ever grown atomic tomatoes from Baker Creek seeds? If so, how can you tell when they're ripe? I don't know. I've never heard about those. Civil disobedience. Getting some lag. Audio is breaking up. Sorry if the audio is breaking up. I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to check in with you guys and give you everyone an update. This video will be on patreon.com. If you didn't see the whole video, you want to go back and watch the whole video. This video, unfortunately, will be for patrons only because I kind of wanted to just talk about that for the patrons. But go ahead and give you an update on my... There's our onions hanging out. It's been hanging out here for the last few weeks, and they're still doing good. We're still got ones in the kitchen. But they've cured nicely, and they're super hard, and they're looking really good. I think there was one onion I found up here that probably would need to be removed if I ate it here soon. I'm not sure. I don't know which one it was. But most of these are all seasoned really well, and they're going to do fine. And before summer, or before winter hits and the first freeze, I'll bring these inside, and they'll hang inside for the rest of winter until we use them. And then... take you inside here. We've got some hanging in the kitchen. So these are the ones that are hanging in the kitchen that we're using. And I still have some that we haven't used yet. Like, so this one, I'll maybe cut one of these up for my lunch today with some garlic. I usually make some, that's the ramen. You can make ramen healthy. You can. You just got to throw away the packet and you got to rinse off the wax. But we usually get, if I make ramen for something fast, I'll get the good ramen. This is the healthy ramen. But I always add my own veggies that I've cooked up myself, like that. There's a guy, me and Jaimie found a guy online who's a chef, and he loves ramen. And he did a whole series of videos on how to make healthy ramen. What was the name of that guy? Let me go find out.
Alex.
Alex? Alex what?
I don't know, French cook or something.
His name is Alex. If you're watching any cooking videos, he's a French guy on YouTube. He's got like 1 million subscribers, whatever, but he's really popular. He did a whole series on how to make ramen healthy. But I think that's what I'm going to do today. And yeah, there's the onions. Some hot peppers. I think these are Tabasco peppers. There's spicy peppers, Tabasco peppers. Oh, she says, anime says, yes, love that guy. Alex the ramen guy. No, ramen and rich foods are not good. I know, but you can make ramen healthy. You can make it healthy. If you add the veggies and take away all the garbage they put in it. We got a few pickled eggs left. They're almost all gone. There's a couple left in the bottom. Anyway, guys, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for tuning in to the Homestead. And if you're a patron, I'll put this video over and you can watch it from there. All right, guys? Thanks. Love you guys. Bye.